This video will show you how to create a Google site for your portfolio. So you want to start by searching for Google Sites New. Make sure you click on the New tab. And you can see I have a lot of different sites here. You will want to create this plus, or click on the plus. And here you can say now this, of course, is if you do not have an existing Google site already that you have created, perhaps in a different class, freshman seminar, so on. If you already have an existing site, then go to your existing site and add a new page to that site. So for example, I'm going to go back to my Google Sites. And if I wanted to add a new site to an existing page, this is my example portfolio. So I have a CAD class tab already here. If I wanted to create a whole new page, say you have a Spanish class that you want to have a portfolio for, you could say Spanish here. So now you can see you have home, Spanish, CAD class. A lot of you will have it by grade. So let's say yours here, I'm going to rename this. Let's say your site already said 9th grade. If you want to put your CAD class website under 9th grade, you could click, make sure you're clicked on this and say create new. And now you could say CAD class. And I already have one called that, so that's sort of confusing. But what you could do, this is the one I just created. So let's call this CAD class 2. And then you can just drag and drop it under 9th grade. So now you would have a CAD class under your 9th grade. You could then have one that's called Freshman's Seminar. And you can see they're all under 9th grade. So if you already have a site, that's how you're going to do it. Now let's get back to, well, I'll show you right here. So let's say this is the new CAD class that I'm going to create. You will want to have inventor models listed here. So let's say you want to start by inserting, you want to go to the Insert tab. You can say text box here. And let's say you're going to put the pencil sharpener in as an example. So I like to change this to a title. And then you can even change the color of it. You can just click here for emphasis, the preset color, or you can click here and say select image, and then you can use any of these and it will put that in there. So that'll make it look more like a heading. Let me take a step back though. I'm going to create another text box. And I'm going to move that text box up here because right here you were supposed to describe what CAD class is. So CAD class at Melrose High School uses a software called, and you can just write whatever it is you were going to write up here in your generic text box, and then this is where you're going to get into the different models. Under here, under pencil sharpener, you can insert an image just by clicking image. I'm not sure that I have any here. Let me just go to my existing page because I don't have any images to upload from this computer. So I'm going to go over to my already existing web page, and you can see here's an example of what it should look like. So this is going to be, this should actually say engineering here, so I'm going to change my title. Here, so where it says my class uses Autodesk Inventor, and this is where you would describe it. And then here is where you could, for the Inventor modeling part, here's what the pencil sharpener, it makes it look like it has a heading. There are a couple images. Here's some title labels under here. and so on. If you want a label here, like here's an example of a picture that doesn't have a label. That's not good. So I'm going to insert a text box, and it's just going to throw it down. I don't know why, but it seems to throw it down below where you think you might want it. So drag it up where you want. This could be cross section view of. Okay, but now you might say, well, I only want it to be as big as that. So you can drag it so it's as big as the image. And here's the part you don't want it. If you grab over here, it's always going to keep it as a bar going the whole way across the page. Whereas if you get these little dots right here, it's hard to see on my screen, but there are dots there. You can drag it and put it right under that image. And now it's actually considered part of that. You can also make it center justified so that it is centered with that. And that'll make it look better. So it looks like it's more of an attached image. So just so that you see that again, I can insert text box. Let's say you just wanted this one to say glue stick. I'm going to size this text box. And then I'm going to drag with the top dots and drop it right under that image. And then it becomes part of that. And again, I'm going to center justify that. Okay. So this is generically what the website that you're creating should look like. You could have headings here, pencil sharpener, and then a different heading, maybe a different color if you want, that says glue stick. Write about what your picture is, have a couple pictures. Make sure you have labels under your picture so that we know what each one is. Even if it seems obvious, I would still like to see those labels. And then you don't need to have this under a separate page, but I have it just in case you wanted to organize it in such a way. Here are the build projects. So again, you could have a title bar. To change the title color of the title bar, you just click on this, and even image. They don't always, even though it's not necessarily an image, like these color bars aren't what I would consider an image, it still calls them images. Okay. Once you are done with your portfolio, you want to make sure you hit publish. And I guess before you do that, go to your publish settings. It will ask you for a title. Mine already had a title, so it didn't ask me for that. And then this is where you want to make sure you check this box so that public search engines don't display your site. Once you've published it, you can click this drop down and say view published site. And this is actually what you would want to submit to Classroom and send to anyone that you might want to send it to. So this is what your website actually looks like to the rest of the world.